When my friend visited the Grand Canyon recently, she was surprised to see a series of regulations posted about the photography and visitation, like there were several boards in front of the park about it. I learned that the National Park Service, NPS, takes the management of these protected spaces seriously. Filming and photography, while seemingly straightforward, come with a complex set of rules that can leave many filmmakers in a bind. The question we begin to ask is, how can I film in these national treasures without running against the law? The history of national parks in the U.S. is rooted in preservation. On August 25, 1916, President Woodrow Wilson signed the Organic Act, establishing the National Park Service. This federal bureau was tasked with managing national parks and monuments and ensuring the preservation of these natural and cultural sites for future generations. Today, the national park system includes 433 units, spanning more than 85 million acres across the country. By 2000, Public Law 106-206 required permits and fees for commercial filming in federal lands, including national parks. The law aimed to balance the interests of the filmmakers with the need to protect park resources. But by 2010, the rules had become convoluted. A permit was required for commercial filming activities on federal lands, including for content creators whose videos were monetized on platforms like YouTube. This blanket requirement created inconsistencies, as news-gathering activities and certain non-commercial activities were exempt, but creators using the same equipment and locations for profit were not. In 2019, filmmaker Gordy Price challenged the permit system, arguing that it infringed on his First Amendment rights. A district court sided with Price, asserting that low-impact filming did not warrant such restrictions. But in 2022, the Department of the Interior appealed, reinstating the need for permits for any filming activities, regardless of the scale. This created an ongoing conflict between the public's right to free expression and the preservation of national park resources. In the lead-up to the passage of the EXPLORE Act, the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, FIRE, filed a lawsuit against the National Park Service on the behalf of filmmakers Alexander Riensai and Connor Burke-Smith. The filmmakers had been denied a permit to document their attempt to set the fastest known time for ascending Grand Teton. The denial of their permit spurred FIRE to challenge NPS's restrictions, arguing that these rules infringed on their First Amendment rights. The lawsuit had the support of the National Press Photographers Association, which joined in the fight to challenge the NPS restrictions. The case drew attention to the arbitrary distinctions made between small creators and commercial filmmakers, particularly in the context of modern platforms like YouTube, where monetized content can be created with minimal equipment. On January 4, 2025, a pivotal shift occurred with the passage of the EXPLORE Act, Expanding Public Land Outdoor Recreation Experiences Act. This law introduced several key changes that directly affect filmmakers seeking to capture national park landscapes. The most significant provision is the exemption from permit requirements for small-scale filming involving fewer than 6 people. For groups of 6 to 8 individuals, the EXPLORE Act introduces the concept of de minimis use authorizations. These are simplified approvals that filmmakers can obtain either online or in person, bypassing the need for full permit and associated fees. This change is especially crucial for small productions that would otherwise face significant hurdles to film in these iconic locations. However, the EXPLORE Act doesn't give filmmakers free rein. The law includes provisions that still require permits for large groups or filming activities that disrupt the park's natural resources of visitor experience. Even under the new law, filming in wilderness areas, lands protected under the Wilderness Act of 1964, still requires permits. This is due to the need for stricter conservation efforts in these areas, and the EXPLORE Act explicitly states that it will not supersede the Wilderness Act's protections. To apply for a filming permit in national parks, you should first contact the Special Park Uses Office for guidance. If you're unsure whether you need a permit for your filming or other special uses, you can reach out to the Special Parks Uses staff directly. You can also email the office for further assistance, which is on the NPS website. Depending on the scope of your project, you may need to submit an application that includes the details about your crew size, equipment, filming locations, and schedule. The EXPLORE Act marks a significant victory for small-scale filmmakers who were previously burdened by the complex and often inconsistent permit system. The new regulations mean that independent filmmakers no longer have to navigate a maze of bureaucracy to film in a national park.